My name is Nick Mialaris. I'm the CEO for Orana, a charitable organisation in the disability sector. Well, what we've been able to do as an organisation is we've been able to provide people with disabilities to extend their life, either through engaging them in the workplace and giving them more of a life where there's social integration that takes place. We've evolved into an organisation today where we employ about 250 staff. We've got about 250 people in our accommodation services around the state and about 450 in our employment services. Well, the challenges and the opportunities are quite diverse going forward with the NDIS. There's a lot more competition, there are a lot more challenges in improving our productivity to be competitive. IT is providing that opportunity for us.
I'm Orana Connecting Up. I'm the Systems Network Engineer at Orana. I support about 300 staff, that's across South Australia. And by combining the staff and employees, we're about 800 plus. When I joined Orana, everything was out of date. It was 2012, but we are using Pentium 4 computers. That was way back 2004. So a lot of things has to be done in order to improve the technology in the organizations.
We're going through a lot of our needs, and the dollars were really stacking up quite quickly. Not only with hardware, but also even with the software and the licensing and all those sorts of things. Being introduced to Connecting Up was really quite critical because there were so many things that we had to do, so many things we had to integrate. The money or the cost of doing that was absolutely significant. When you're a charitable organisation, when your focus is on providing services, to start using it on a whole lot of other things was going to be really quite challenging.
So I first heard Connecting Up through my boss, which is the HR General Manager, and I checked the website for Windows Server licensing, and I was really surprised about the price because normally it would cost thousands of dollars, but it's only a few hundreds. At first I was surprised, like, is this real or too good to be true? But after reading the contents of that website, it was amazing.
When Ron introduced the organisation to us and said, look, this is what it's going to cost us on a commercial basis, this is what's going to cost us going up through Connecting Up. I mean, it was just massive. There were massive savings. Look, the dollar savings on the licenses and some of the hardware and the software would be at least $150,000 over the last couple of years. $150,000 for an organisation like us is absolutely significant. One of the challenges that we need to be able to overcome for the future is not only saving money but adding value to clients receiving services. It's becoming a user pay system. So under a user pay system, you know, people go and they compare products and they think, well, okay, these two organisations offer the same thing, but this organisation's offering something more for free, and that's a major attraction. So there's a lot of value add that we're adding into our services as a result of some of the savings we've been able to make. One young man that comes to mind is a young man that used to live in Meningie, a small rural town. He was lost. He's got a lot of mental health problems. He was being misled by some of the local lads in the town. He came and worked for us very briefly, but he was never quite happy. He didn't have the choices. There wasn't a lot to do in the work that was available there. So he decided to move to Adelaide, and he explored some opportunities with us. And now, in the last 12 months since this young man's moved to Adelaide, he's moved into one of our apartments at Mailstone. He lives by himself, he fends for himself, he's made a lot of friends in those apartments, and he works with us pretty well full time. Every time you see this young man now, he's smiling, he's happy, he's engaged, and he tells us stories about his life of going to the footy and going into town and going to the movies, and it's made a massive difference in his life.